We are back with another episode of Four Quarter Talk Podcast. I'm Joshua Sogi, joined by
Matas Baranauskas.
And yeah, we are back. Been a little minute. The title of the last podcast was why Team USA are not winning gold, and it was a bit of a it's slipping my mind, clickbaity title, because in the we said that they were still gonna like favorites to win, but it was more so kind of some of the struggles that we were seeing that they were going through. I think it was going into the going into the group stages. Obviously they looked a bit fragile like after those warm-up games. But they've done it. So this will be titled why Team USA won gold. Probably just like as shamelessly, yeah. But I think it's not all sunshine and roses. Like there are some things particularly implicating the future of gold and how this might have been a last dance effort for them. But before we get into that, there is a little bit of NBA news to cover, and that is Lauri Markkanen has he signed a long-term deal after what I want to say 2 years of rumors and the Jazz offering, and but surprisingly, Danny Ainge-led front office is not trading their star player. Huge surprise.
Surprisingly.
It's a pretty sizable deal, and is what I was expecting in terms of why I didn't think OKC were going to actually seriously pursue him, because he was nearing the end of his deal, and it seemed like they were just going to have to give him like stupid money. And I think that is why, of course, in line with the new market, he deserves that. He deserves that deal for sure. But I just think, what we've seen from Golden State, the last few years of them kind of punting on this generation that they have in favor of what, like Pods and and Kuminga and Moody, especially Pods. Like the hang up of the whole Golden State deal was that they didn't want to get rid of Pods. Like they weren't willing to offer him. And now we've just seen that Curry is probably still got another 5 years of elite play in him. And he's now gonna have to go back to that. It's pretty wild, man. It's pretty wild. Because a lot of Golden State fans always say that they accidentally won in 2022. Like the front office was already ready to just kind of ride into the sunset. The deals that they've made, like, clearly have shown that. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't really know. It feels like Curry's about to waste away the last years of his prime. I mean, he said earlier in about a month ago, I think, in a press conference after one of the warm-up games, he said that, he wants to spend the rest of his career in Golden State, but he doesn't want to spend the rest of his career losing. So he wants to play for a team that's competitive. And we'll have to see.
He's gonna retire soon, so
Yeah, man, we'll have to see if he applies more pressure. Obviously, he doesn't seem like in his nature and his character to be the type to apply that type of pressure, and maybe they're taking advantage of that. But I don't think, after he's just had a taste of playing in meaningful games again, I'm not sure if he's just gonna try go be a perennial playing team for the rest of his career.
yeah, I don't think so. Well, yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what's gonna happen, because first of all, in my opinion, Pods to Jazz would make no sense, because I feel like they have quite a few like young guards, so that wouldn't make any sense. But like now, yeah.
No, it's not really, to me, it's not about Pods, like his fit with them or whatever. It's the fact that it's not that the Jazz were saying we don't want Pods. It was that the Warriors saying we refuse to give up Pods. Like, so at that point, like, who are you holding out for that's gonna be available? That, because their assets aren't they're nothing crazy. Like, what player is above Lauri's level that they're going to be able to get with the pieces they can offer if they're not going to trade Pods for him? Like, I
No
don't
idea.
really.
On top of my head, no idea. And
And their young
what's interesting,
yeah, their young core's not doing anything. Like once Curry leaves, what are their young core doing? Like they don't stack up with the rest of the young cores in the league.
is gonna be
Yeah, so it's just ridiculous, man.
tanking time. What's funny for me with the marketing deal is he literally signed the extension like 6 days after, like, basically he's not eligible for trades before trade deadline, like in February 6th, like 6 months, and he signed like August 8th or August like 10th. So it's like few days. So he's not eligible to be traded this season. That, like, I don't know why that's what's funny for me, because like it's literally like few days and it's like, yep, you're not getting traded this season.
Yeah, maybe that was on purpose.
Oh, I definitely,
That was for sure
knowing
on
Dan
purpose.
age, definitely was on purpose.
Yeah, that was for sure on purpose. But I mean, is he anyway? I guess the league knows more about what money is on the way and everything, especially with these new
Yeah,
deals of NBC and Amazon and everything. So he should be pretty tradable. He should be pretty tradable, um, this season. Because I mean, I guess I started off talking about Golden State because they were the kind of leading team that were in pursuit of him. But what do you think about this deal from the Jazz's perspective? Because as we're saying, now he's a trading piece, but I mean, them saying they're
I have
committing to him and him saying
no
about how
idea.
much he likes it in Utah. I mean, what I don't know if they'll be able to get off him because if they wanted to, because if the price is that steep, I don't see it.
I have no idea what Utah is doing right now because Walker Kessler was on the like trading block,
Yeah,
or like still is probably, but like it's literally marketing and young pieces around him. So it's
yeah,
I'm not sure. It's playing team at best.
yeah. It's gonna be mid. It's gonna be mid for another 5+ years or so. I think marketing was just his goal was just to get paid and worry about the rest later.
Yeah, obviously, I'm pretty sure like a lot of players are like, if you have a chance to get paid, like you getting paid. So
Because I think that's what happened with D Mitch. I think from a distance he thought that I mean obviously it was rumored for years that he wanted to go to uh the Knicks or the
next,
Heat and obviously now the Knicks are completely they've got their guy in Jalen Brunson, and so he probably looked around the league and saw I'm not really getting max money anywhere else at the moment. There's not really another team that needs me, so why not just stay with the Cavs? So yeah, it's like
I'm pretty sure it. Well, yeah, it was logical option because
yeah,
they have a good team, like,
exactly.
and everything. A new coach coming in as well. That will be different. And yeah, and well, going to Miami, playing with Jimmy. Wow.
Stay with like the the remains of Jimmy and Tyler Hero and Bam.
And then
Bam
bam.
Bam is great, but like yeah, it's Bam vibes to be honest.
Yeah.
You got because you got to bank on hoping that it's a year that Jimmy wants to try.
Yeah.
So
In the regular season.
yeah, so yeah, because that's another thing. Because I'm looking at when you look down the list of these players that now have to go back to their teams. Obviously, you got LeBron's got to go back to
Oh, it's
yeah
so for like I best moment like when all the officers are, oh no, I need to go back and support this team. Like they literally laughed about Tatum all like Olympics, and now all the
yeah.
Celtics fans laughing at them because like
That's what the
we're
hate's
going
about.
back.
That's what the clowning's about. That's why you clown Tatum. That's why you clown Shea because you know that once you go back to reality,
Yeah,
yeah, it's tough. Now you got to go back from LeBron and AD got to go back from playing with Steph to having D'Lo as their point guard.
yeah.
Bam's got to go back to Tyler Hero and 20 games of Jimmy. Yeah, it's like yeah, and Curry go back to pods starting pods in the backcourt with him. Like Yeah,
And
they
Draymond
ain't got
Green actually playing and not on in the stands.
that. That was funny though. Like he's such a hater that he flew out to witness it. And then it's so funny like how he's in that picture, like that picture of Steph, like in the
Yeah,
night
yeah,
night
yeah,
game.
exactly. Yeah,
Like that's so funny, man. That's so funny. But yeah, I mean, or a lot of these guys is crazy. Like because with the Warriors and the Lakers pretty much be living in the play-in for the last couple of seasons, like it's kind of making it seem like Curry and Bron have fallen off. But like we saw firsthand on a team with all of them, they're the players that they go through. So yeah, it's crazy that they're gonna be completely wasted. And that definitely went into how much like you could see how excited they were and like how this Olympics definitely felt different because a lot of the other ones they kind of took it for granted because they're used to winning. But now
yeah,
it's like this might be the last thing I win in basketball in my
yes,
career.
yeah,
Yeah.
literally.
So yeah, that's wild. Well, but moving on to some more basketball, but in a different format. Uh FIBA 3x3 debuted in the Olympics and very
No, it
successful.
didn't. It was second time.
Was it? You sure?
It was in Tokyo.
Was it in Tokyo?
Yep.
Damn, because I know the social media man. I follow him. I thought he said first. Oh, it must have been his first.
Yeah,
Okay, fair.
because
Yeah,
it wasn't the
it's
third. Yeah,
probably his
literally.
first. Fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, but yeah, they were. I mean, it was their first time with like crowds this big, and they were a lot of people showing out. I think they were saying that there were people in other stadiums watching over to it, and yeah, just it was big, but it wasn't without its controversy. Uh, because
And
of
can we
course,
first say that uh, about the winners?
yeah, go ahead.
Netherlands won gold, and no one thought that they can do it because I'm pretty sure they were like six in the rankings before they started, and like they played alright, but nothing special. But like in the knockouts, they actually played very, very well and won. And then France, another surprising team that went to the final. And then for the third place was Baltic final, Lithuania, Latvia. Latvia was the reigning champions of the Olympics, by the way. They won the last tournament, and but we won the bronze medal. And yeah, it was our
Hey,
second medal of the Olympics, and it was and it was a very good match as well. So it's like, I'm very happy, very excited, and a lot of like our professional basketball players like congratulating everyone, and yeah, it was very, very emotional for them. You could see like in the medal ceremony and yeah, it was great.
nah, it's cold, man. Because at the highest levels, like 3x3 is like really cool to watch. Obviously, it's very fast paced, and it's big for them because they actually have to give of all the team sports, they probably give the most into like how long they have to commit to it. Like they've got to
Yeah,
go through a whole process. I mean, I've covered it, and like they go all the way from because it's not just a bunch of professional players just putting themselves in the last minute. Like it can be for 5v5. A lot of these players are coming all the way from the local circuit to the regional circuit to the national circuit, and then they have to commit a certain amount of time. And obviously, that's caused some controversy because Americans, as usual, first they've got that first they've got that main character syndrome a lot of the time, and but they think it's some big conspiracy against against NBA players to not put Kyrie to not put Kyrie in the 3x3 tournament, as Brandon has said. Um, no, like surprisingly, they expect you to play the sport before the Olympics to play in the Olympics, which is I know it's such a crazy concept. Um,
wait, before you say anything, like USA's team was like second best coming into the Olympics. Jimmer Fredette literally got injured second game
yeah,
into the Olympics,
yeah, and he
and
was
he
number
didn't
one
play.
ranked player.
And yeah, and he didn't play the rest of the Olympics, and no one literally says anything about that.
because they
Literally,
don't
no one
know.
said, "Oh yeah, he got injured." Like we literally played all the games without substitutions and everything. Like I don't understand that. Like literally, their best player got injured and didn't play, but like everyone cares about conspiracy theories that like it's fucking FIBA's fault.
Because that requires you to actually know what you're talking about. That's the problem. He doesn't know anything about their team or anything like that. He just wants to say something that will get a lot of traction on ESPN. That's literally that was the goal. Um, but yeah, like if you FIBA, the incentive of having only FIBA 3x3 players play in the Olympics 3x3 is to grow your sport because 3x3 is a well, not year round, but it's a summer sport, but it goes on
Year round. It's literally, I would say it's
a lot
nearly
of
year
it.
round.
It is mostly, but a lot of the main 3x3 like tournaments are like revolve around kind of summer,
Oh
into.
yeah, World Cups, you're like Euros, yeah, around summer. But like, there's
No,
literally
I know
like
at all
tournaments.
levels, but I mean
Yeah.
FIBA specifically.
Oh yeah.
And so they want to grow their sport and their viewership. And what's not going to grow their viewership is if on the world stage you have these players, these superstar named players playing, and then after that, all of them go back to their own leagues. I'm thinking, oh, I fell in love with the sport watching these players, but now they don't even play. So I might as well only watch the sport, once every 4 years at that point. So yeah, no, they want to grow the names that are involved in it. They want to get people used to, oh, I really love watching that player. Now let me watch him in regional matches. Let me watch him in national because they've got a World Cup within that too. They've got loads of different tournaments that go on in that circuit. So yeah, and it's just like
Yeah, there's
it's
like literally on YouTube, FIBA 3-on-3, like they stream nearly like every week. There's like mini tournaments
I used
happening
to,
around the world, like for
bro, I
cash
used to
prizes.
do Yeah, I used to do social media for them. So I would like, bro, every week, no, several times a week, there was multiple
Yeah.
tournaments, like 3 day, week-long tournaments going on at once, like all the time around the world. You'll have,
And
yeah,
even
like
now, like there's like youth tournaments as well, 3-on-3, like under 23s and stuff. So it's like
yeah, like it's all,
there's
all over
always happening.
all over Asia, all over the Americas, everywhere, literally. So, the incentive would be to show these kids that are playing in those that you actually have a chance to rise up to your level because that's what brings people in. It's not okay, yeah, well done, you played well here, and now let the pros come in and take over. Like you want to give them that opportunity. So, and even yeah, players like Jimmy Fredette, who his NBA career didn't pan out the way he wanted it to. But now it's like, okay, I have an opportunity to still represent my country. Let me play there. But if you bring in Kyrie, who's been playing for the Mavs the whole summer, I mean the whole year, and he doesn't even know any of the, like you just bring in some NBA players that haven't trained. It's kind of disrespectful to your sport.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, a lot of the Olympics does revolve around amateur play. Obviously, the introduction of these team sports has kind of taken away from that a little bit, but like that is kind of the essence of it in a way. So it's like it's cool to keep it to have at least some sports that resemble that at the end of the day because it gives like people a chance to aspire towards something like 3x3 is a bit more it's something that more people can relate to because that is the form of basketball that's probably played the most. Like
Oh yeah,
everyone
100.
go to the park and play 3-on-3. That brings back that accessible feel to it. So yeah, man, it's like I don't understand. Well, I understand, I know why, but like it's just dumb. It's
Yeah,
just
but
dumb.
I feel I after this, I can see some like at least like retired players or like who players who don't get like a lot of minutes in the league. They say like in their like early 30s, mid 30s, like say, okay, yeah, I'm going to 3-on-3 and now try to compete in 3-on-3 because a lot of players are like 35 going into 40s in 3-on-3.
What
So it's
was the
like
requirement again? What was the requirement that you had to meet to play?
there's like FIBA right like ranking system, and you need to get like points and everything. Like you need to be top 100 in the world
Mhm.
based to compete and stuff like that. But then you get points obviously playing
Yeah.
tournaments. So it's like basically if you play tournaments, you can get in. but there's a lot of tournaments.
Right.
So
Yeah, I've done it like one time. I did like a London one. So I've got like 8 points or something, something like that. But yeah, I'm on my way. I'm on my way.
yeah,
Yeah, but
I would
now,
agree if Britain wasn't that bad at basketball overall. So
no, you know what? They performed pretty well in one of it wasn't not a World Cup tournament, but it was like a regional one. No, not
yeah,
regional. It was national, but it was like European based. I think it was like Lausanne or something. I can't
yeah.
remember. They played pretty well. But yeah, man. I think they won the Commonwealth. So that's pretty
Oh
good.
wow, oh wow.
Yeah, man, that's like below just below the Olympics, man. That's not bad.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, but like just respect the sport for what it is, man. Like we don't have to like we got 5v5. Let 3x3 be 3x3 players. Like
Yeah,
it's not
exactly. Yeah.
for you to play that sport, for it to represent players that actually play that sport. Like it's not it's not a difficult concept to understand. It's literally a different sport.
Yeah,
Got
that's the
different
thing. It's literally different sport, different rules, different ball, different court. Everything's different,
everything, literally everything is different.
and they
So
act like it's always like just throw five like normal players and like everything will
the
be
other
fine. Like
it is different. It was weird. It was an adjustment for me, man. I've played I want to say like I've played like 10 years now of 5v5 and I've played loads of 3v3 in a park, but it is very fast paced like not in terms of your fitness, obviously fitness as well, but mentally like of the ball going through the bucket, it's just straight out and it's like it's a lot
yep,
going on once that you don't even know and even the plays and everything like it's complex. It's not just roll the ball out unless you know what I mean that there's a lot that goes into it that's very different from 5v5. So yeah, and the other thing I saw was about the big three vice group. They were like, oh, why is he not getting credit for like to think that he started the concept of 3v3 basketball is so crazy, man. It's like
I know
everything revolves,
he challenged big three all stars against the Netherlands. Winner takes
and that's cool,
250.
man.
Okay.
That's cool. I don't have a problem with that. Like, that's
Yeah,
cool.
I don't have problem with that as well.
Do it, yeah, not for sure. But like, there's people saying like, uh, Ice Cube's been blackballed and he's been iced out for no, like he should be running the free. Like, bro, come on, man.
Yeah,
Like, come on, please, just step out and see the world. Like, go outside. No, there's other things outside of America. I promise. I promise. Anyone American watching this, I promise there's things outside. Like, go to one of these countries, preferably maybe don't stay on Twitter whilst you're there like KD. Like actually experience and explore the culture and everything. You'll figure out that there's more to the world. We will now move on to 5v5 ball, starting with Spain who Mattis has been hate watching for the whole tournament. But yeah, man, you could go on. Floor's yours.
oh, finally. I feel like every single tournament recently, not even recently, or the last 20 years, like Spain literally was like maybe apart from one tournament, like Spain always up there. Like that is the team that beat us in the finals and semifinals. So it's like annoying. And now finally, like they lost. At the moment there's like change of generations, so it kind of makes sense. And like Rudy Fernandez is retiring from basketball, I think now, and like everyone like, oh no, Rudy Fernandez retiring, oh great career. I'm here like celebrating like finally he's gone, like demon. Yeah, so I'm just happy because they fair days was very bad tournament for them. So I'm just happy. At least what like half eight watch was successful. So
Yeah,
yeah.
man. I ain't got too much to add to that, man. Um, yeah, for me it was interesting because obviously, I mean, just moving on to Canada, or just going in order of people being eliminated, basically. I mean, we're not going to talk too much about Greece. Obviously, it was great. It was great that they made it. Um, Big moment for Giannis to qualify. Uh, there's not much you can do without with Thanasis hurt at the end of the day. So just leave it at that, really. But yeah, with Canada, I was obviously rooting for them.
One thing I would say about Greece, they don't have team. proper team around Giannis. There's no shooters in that Greece team.
No.
That's the biggest problem. If they had like few better shooters, that would be a completely different scenario. But like Kalafis, like Volkov, they are not shooters, and that's the biggest problem for the Greeks.
Yeah, and Giannis was forced to. It kind of felt like watching the Bucks under Jason Kidd. Like he was forced into a lot of like having to create again and like having to. I mean, he settled for a lot of threes within the tournament, like a lot of jump shots, and like yeah, it kind of shows the way that we've now seen Giannis being built around in the NBA and the year that they won. He's missing a lot of that, obviously, and but that is just the case that you get with a lot of countries outside of America. So yeah, I don't really know what to. Yeah, there's not a lot that they can do to fix that, but yeah, that was glaring, and obviously big respect for him taking them as far as he did. But yeah, okay, so moving on to uh kind of the knockouts. Actually,
Canada.
we didn't say since we're just doing quick shout outs. Shout out to South Sudan as well. Obviously, I mean, yeah, they've done their nation proud and big future ahead. I mean, they were even missing players like Bol Bol and who was it? Was it
Maker.
No, JT Thor played. Who?
Ton Maker.
Yeah, Don Maker. I think they both. Bobo, I think, is hurt or something, or he left training camp, and then Don Maker literally right up to like a week before was still waiting on approval. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
because he played for Australia and he tried to switch it and like it took too long and like he couldn't make it.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, they've done good. Like their future is bright, and shout out to Loden because he's holding it down. He rebuilt that in such a short amount of time. And yeah, man, like youngest nation in the world making noise on that on the world stage. So yeah, shout out to them.
And
Now
one more thing where like Lil Deng said like he's paying everything out of his pocket and like literally when I read that I remembered that the Lakers paid him like 12 years after he's
yeah. The
retired.
Lakers literally
He literally
funded.
Lakers paid for South Sudan basketball.
The Lakers literally like created a
Yeah.
like if we've just got like loads of South Sudanese players in the league in like 10 years, it will literally be because of
Because
because
of the Lakers, yeah.
yeah, Jim Buss and yeah, the front office giving loading that contract. So yeah, that's funny. That's really funny. Yeah, how it goes down. I mean, yeah, jokes aside, I think loading has like a really successful real estate empire as well or something as well. But still, yeah, that's funny. But yeah, okay. So moving on to the teams that made it through to the knockout stages. Yeah, I've got to say Canada. I had a lot of faith in them. I really did think that it was some blind faith as well with just Shea's ability and Dort on defense. And I think as a Thunder fan, there was a lot for me to enjoy because it seems like Shea's getting more and more comfortable with his jumper, like from three especially, and Dort just as usual, just clamping up. Jamal Murray is a fraud, bro. Jamal Murray, bro, he's such a fraud. Jamal Murray with that. I think I seen that TikTok on like every like every day, bro. Every day. You should be happy about that too, because I've seen him more than the Tatum one now. I didn't see that much of the Tatum one this summer, even though he was getting caught.
I haven't seen that at all.
But to be
Tatum.
fair, I think they only
I've just seen
posted.
like Tatum was all Twitter, so it's like
Yeah. But I mean, it wasn't a stinker. He wasn't having stinkers, so I guess it doesn't
yeah,
really
because
work.
he wasn't playing, so
He wasn't playing. But nah, Jamal Murray was just like it got to the point he got demoted. He got demoted to the bench for Dort. And yeah, just he just wasn't. I don't think I'm not even being funny. I watched every game. I don't think I watched every second of every game, but I watched most of every game, and I don't think I witnessed him make a shot in the time that I was watching. I know he
what
averaged like 5 points a game or something.
six?
Let
I
me
think
try to find the exact but yeah, it was something terrible, bro.
I
Like
think 6 or 7 points a game. But I feel in defense of Murray, I feel like it's his first like FIBA tournament, so it's gonna be different anyway. Especially when like Shea's game is driving to the basket is gonna be basically the same, but like Murray's different. Like kind of you can
Mm,
give it like a bit like
mm,
first
I don't
order,
know.
but like
It's
still
gonna take
that
15
level of
points off
player
a
should
game.
that level of player should be way better than he was.
Yeah, like I understand, like, oh, he averages 12 instead 15 instead, or something in FIBA play, and like maybe he shoots 45%, but like 5 points a game on like 20% shooting as a player that's like, oh, he should be. I saw people were saying that he, like, even without All Stars, he might be Hall of Fame bound because of his postseason play.
Sorry,
Yeah, because of his postseason play. Like, I'm like, bro,
sorry,
what?
postseason against the Lakers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, yeah, unfortunately, we didn't get to see him. See, that was what I was holding out hope for, is that when if they go to the finals, he'd see LeBron and like an AD and lock in or something. Like, bro,
Yeah,
I couldn't believe my eyes, man. I couldn't believe my eyes how bad he was. Um, yeah, it's bad. Like Dylan Brooks, he is pretty good, but he's very hit or miss. But he
yeah.
he turns up in a different way when it comes to FIBA play for sure for Canada. Like he does well, but like the game they got eliminated was painful because I mean, first of all, the refs, but to be honest, I don't care too much. Like it's to be expected in an international tournament played, but host nation is gonna get some love. Like it is what it is. I'm not really like I'm not gonna cry about it. But man, some of the shots that people would take, like Dylan Brooks took a fadeaway over like Wemby with Shea wide open. Like it was crazy stuff like that. And I just think Canada's coach, he's just too chilled. Like he doesn't a lot of the time there would be long periods of Shea not being involved when he's clearly their best player. And it's like, bro, what are you actually what
Uh,
you
Not gonna lie, like some of that definitely falls on the coach as well.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like their coach is too laid back. You're gonna let yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, I think Canada still have a bright future, obviously. When you look at all of the like you look at the landscape of all the international teams, I think they didn't have Wiggins. I don't know. We'll see how Wiggins pans out for 2028. If he's still if he's still a force by then. But yeah, I don't know. I think
Okay,
yeah.
so wait. So Jamal Murray had 8 points, 5 points, 4 points, and 7 points.
What was the efficiency?
Uh, well, in the quarterfinal was 23%, 3 from 13. That was quarterfinal. That
Yeah, that's oh, like
in the game. Oh, they didn't lose. Like that was special, but yeah, it doesn't look good. It wasn't. Yeah,
I mean, a lot of the Nuggets were talking about how they ran out of steam going into the Lakers series. No, after the Lakers series, and just that I think it was who was it? It was
ACP.
yeah, KCP said that they spent way too much energy trying to capture the first seed, and that kind of was the downfall of their season.
Yeah.
But I mean, okay, it's not really that. Like you had a couple months off in between then, and like yeah, I don't really want to hear that to be honest. Like you think OKC weren't also trying to win the, but I get they played a long season before that, and I just don't really want to hear that to be honest, bro. Like you're playing against some non NBA players too, and players like Shea are taking a lot of the attention away from you in terms of like defensive coverage as well. So I don't really want to hear about that. He just played bad. It is what it is. Um, but yeah, man, like I don't want to hear the big game merchant thing about Murray again after this playoffs slash Olympics, bro, because he's just literally a Lakers merchant at this point.
Yeah.
That's literally it. That's it. That's it. So yeah, I don't want to. I don't
And
want to.
I would say like it shows how impressive Jokic is as well, even more
Yeah,
now.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't have Jokic giving you dimes and dribble handoffs. Like he does. He's cooked.
Yeah.
Cooked. Yeah. And it kind of it gives insight because when people try to say that, I don't know, like is he in theory he's an all-star level player, but what does that really mean in this climate? Because unless you're a perennial all-star level player, you've got to give a lot of credit to Jokic because he doesn't really have any perennial all-star level talent besides him. Because if he
But
hasn't got yet, then clearly he's not on the level for you to use that against Jokic like at all. So nah, it's crazy, man. What Jokic does. He clearly maximizes the players so much. So yeah, man. Nah, that was shocking. Move on to Australia. Uh hey, much hey, respect to firstly Giddy. Obviously, like as an OKC fan, I'm so excited that we traded him for Caruso, but I didn't I definitely knew that. I mean, I think I've said it. I didn't call him a flat out trash player. I just said that um he doesn't even him at his best. This is why I said a lot throughout the season that even him at his best doesn't fit what we need. So yeah, we need to trade him. And he was never look, he wasn't in the best position to succeed with us. Obviously, like players like Chet, players like J Dub had stepped to the point where we don't need him to dominate the ball, especially when Shea literally plays the same position as him.
yeah, I think
And
that's the biggest problem, like
yeah,
because he's better, way better as a proper point guard. Whereas like
exactly.
for you, he played that shooting guard, so it's completely different like position and
Yeah.
everything.
And so he's in a corner and he's not it's the same as Russ with the Lakers. Like he's not gonna succeed in that role. Um but yeah, obviously when he now with FIBA being able to play his natural position, he's gonna play much better. It doesn't make me regret the trade or anything, like at all. But I mean, yeah, like he showed out. He showed out for sure. Just looked a lot more confident, and I hope he can take that with him into the Bulls because I do hope he succeeds, man. Just good for him. But
And the Bulls have so many guards now as well.
yeah, that's the thing. Now he's gonna take away. Is he gonna take away from Kobe White? Is he gonna like what's gonna happen now? So it's like, I mean,
Is it gonna be like? Is it gonna be White as a two, Ayo as a three?
like, bro, you just had a season where you changed White to the one, and he had what like he was one of the most improved player candidates, and then now you're
Well,
gonna
he should have won.
yeah, and now you're gonna they're like oh, yeah, he had a great breakout season. Like let's move him back out of position.
Yeah, makes no sense.
And the reports of them seeing him as a Lonzo light, I'm like, is the light just taking away the whole defensive side of his game, or like what does that mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, but now overall, of course, Patty Mills, man, Fever Patty Mills
FIBA Patty Mills is something different.
he's just something different, bro. It's crazy. Like I just expect every shot to go in. Like it's so wild. Like the shots he
That
be taking,
game tying shot like on
bro,
Jokic was insane.
bro, bro. It's crazy, man. It's so wild. Like um, bro, like whether it's him, whether it's Schroeder, the thing people don't understand is it's like it's a mix of two things. It's firstly because these players that get to the NBA, most players that get to the NBA were the star, the level before they were at the NBA, that they were the go-to guy. And obviously, not everyone's going to be that in the NBA. And so they have to sacrifice parts of their game, become a role player, all that type of thing. So FIBA gives them a chance to firstly be that star, be that go-to player again, and maximize all of their skills. And then obviously you throw in that patriotism side of it, and them knowing and holding that to be even maybe even more so of an accomplishment to win a gold than it would be to win an NBA championship. So you have that passion and that ambition. Now that's when you're creating like a player that's just gonna go crazy. So um yeah, and then yeah, so it was just it's just crazy to watch, man. And just seeing like when you see him stacked up with all the other players in terms of like points and all of that, and it's like you see him right there with like the KDs and like all of them. Like it's so crazy. So like man, shout out to him and like I mean, I anticipate this would be his last.
Oh
So
yeah, 100%,
yeah,
100%.
yeah, yeah. You never know with these players. I mean, you might. I think I saw like a rare scholar sighting like a couple competitions ago or something. Like
Yeah, score. Yeah, no, it was like now like uh very long time ago. It was in the World Cup
yeah,
where they
yeah,
won.
yeah. So it's like, yeah, you never know with some of these players,
You
man.
never
They
know.
might just
Yeah,
fully retired, pop out of nowhere and just play. Why not? But nah, he he needs to receive his flowers, man, for what he's contributed to FIBA competitions over the years, man. He's a legend in his own right for sure.
and before we go on, like as you mentioned, like patriotism, playing for the country, like Carmelo Anthony was asked, would he trade his 3 gold medals for NBA championship? And he said like that was the first time has anyone asked him that question, but he said he wouldn't trade those 3 medals because it's completely different playing for the country, whereas like all the people are basically supporting where like different love where he goes towards the city, towards the how you call it, uh basically yeah, towards the city, towards the team is completely different. So he said like he wouldn't trade any of the goals like to get a championship.
Yeah, not to discredit, like I've got all the respect in the world for Melo. And I don't want to discredit what he said because a lot of it I'm sure is true. You could see on Steph's reaction last night. But I would rather they ask that question to someone that has both, just to really because
No, no, uh, I disagree because like that's the thing. Like that's the question only
but he
for.
doesn't know the feeling though. He doesn't know the feeling to know
True.
one's better than
Yeah,
the other.
yeah, true.
Yeah, because unfortunately, because it's an Olympics and because they don't value the World Cup the same way, like they're not gonna get the same kind of like heroes welcome a that another country might get, like an equivalent to like a championship parade. Like I don't think they're not gonna give like USA basketball like a specific one. So you don't really know
Oh
like
yeah, no, no chance. Like
yeah.
I can guarantee you, Serbia coming third will be bigger parade in Serbia than there gonna be anything in the USA.
Probably won't be one period. There won't be one. They'll be like, that's what you're supposed to do.
Our 3-on-3 guys came back, and there was loads of people like came to like celebrate like the medals. So it's like completely different. Like in, I feel like in Europe in general when it
Yeah.
comes to basketball.
So, but no, honestly though, like seeing someone like Curry who has 4 rings, uh, seeing his reaction to winning that gold, like clearly it does mean something. It does mean a lot. It does mean a lot. And I mean, yeah, Melo himself just being there, you could see how into it he was, especially in that semi-final game. Like he was
Well, I
out there.
literally he was better coaching his
Yeah,
team.
he was
Yeah,
coaching the team. Yeah, I would not be surprised if Melo ends up taking like a Grant Hill type role moving forward, like and he stays involved with USA basketball.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay, so moving on to Germany, who are the reigning world champs. uh
yeah.
wow.
Still world champs
They're still
even
world
after
champs.
Olympia.
They're still world champs. They still are world champs. USA are now Olympic champs, and the Boston Celtics are NBA champs,
Yeah.
or maybe national champs. I guess you could call them if you wanted to.
Well, it's still NBA, so
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you,
but
they
yeah,
are national.
national, yeah, national
They are
basketball, yeah,
National Basketball Association champions. So we now have three. Oh, and then you've got the EuroLeague champs as well. So I
yeah.
mean, you've got a few champions around the world, but only one a world champ. But yeah, Germany did fail to reach medal, which was, man, what a game that was. I wouldn't say. I mean, wow, I was fairly surprised watching that game of the outcome. I think they led for a lot of the game, and man, like yeah, it was a tough watch, especially with Schroeder, a player that they've leaned on for a lot of the last few international competitions, being the player that kind of basically lost it for them because he had the worst plus minus on the court. I think it was like -20, to the point where they had to bench him for quite a while, and I think it probably messed with the rhythm of the rest of the team. Uh, yeah, it's tough for them to go out like that, especially because I think would that have been their first time medaling in like Olympics? I think
Probably.
yeah, I think they will go for the first medaling. So it's tough for them. I'm sure coming off a world championship, I'm sure they were like expecting to medal. They're kind of in a similar boat with Canada. In fact, I mean, obviously they actually won, and so they were kind of seeing it as medal or bust.
And this was, by the way, rematch, World Cup
Yeah,
final rematch.
yeah, it was a World Cup final rematch as well. So, wow, yeah, that's a tough one. I believe their coach is also considering retirement as well, or something. I
Yeah,
think.
considering leaving. Yeah,
Yeah. So, yeah, man, it's a rough way to go out. I think of most of the people that obviously lost, they've got to be up there in terms of the most disappointed. Obviously, France losing on their own in their home was tough as well. But yeah, like they definitely had a lot of expectations coming off that World Championship. So yeah, that's a tough way to go out.
yeah, and like, but it was interesting comments from Schroeder after the game when he said, like, basically, FIBA basketball is not as entertaining, but it's like more IQ based, more coaching based, and everything. And which is true. And I've seen a lot of like NBA Twitter saying that, oh, we need FIBA rules in NBA because it seems like it was way more entertaining than like watching NBA games. But for
Bro,
some people, I saw some people saying, "Oh yeah, FIBA is too fast paced because there's not enough commercials, not enough breaks." Like, are you
what are you
watching
talking
game for the
about?
game, or are you watching for commercials and stuff like that? Like that's
Oh,
the difference between Europe,
ah, I
European
haven't
sports
seen a
culture and American.
DraftKings ad in 10 minutes, so I'm gonna go crazy. What?
Literally American sports culture coming out.
Oh man, I don't know. They needed to put like Subway Surfers on the bottom half of the screen for their attention span or something.
Probably. I feel
It's
like they
crazy,
show that game starts on time as well.
bro. Do you know how much like that's? I'm not trying to go back to it. Oh my gosh,
Half an hour
wait,
late.
45-minute late games and the game taking 3 hours.
Yeah.
Like, bro, halftime breaks are shorter than like the quarter breaks in the NBA, bro.
Yeah.
Like it was, oh man. Like I missed the start of like probably 2, 3 games because I was so used to games starting late.
And
Like,
you tune in and there's like 3 minutes left in the first quarter.
yeah, bro, I'm like, what? Like if you tune in 10 minutes after tip off, like it's actually you're gonna miss the first quarter. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
whereas NBA is gonna be like, oh, like still like 8, 7 minutes remaining, something like that.
Bro, you be half an hour late and they'll be reviewing like a moving screen.
In second, like middle of the second quarter.
Oh, we gotta go back to the table. Like, and bro, I love it because it's just like it's clear, it's clean, it's transparent. You can hear the refs talking through when there is a challenge, you can hear them talking it through, and they don't take 20 minutes to do it. They're not getting call from Adam Silver saying, actually, now don't put that foul on Wemby. Like it's nice, man. It's nice to just have the game this purity. Like I think a lot of what the NBA does in terms of entertainment is a big reason why the game has even grown though. So obviously they're like it's not like let's not strip everything that makes the NBA the NBA, but I think there's a lot that the NBA can learn. I think that how exciting the summer's been should be like a wake-up call to Adam Silver that like, okay, the push towards offense has gone too far. NBA fans are more excited with a 95, 91 point game than a 150 to 135 point game. You know what I mean? So yeah, and we've seen that throughout because the rules have made, I mean, on paper, these matchups shouldn't be that close, but you're seeing like all these games have been pretty close down to the wire. Even when a team was up with a fairly sizable lead, there's been comebacks and like I think it's just having if the NBA was to skew a little bit closer to these type rules, you'd have the perfect mix between good rules and the best of players. Like I don't think Schroeder was trying to say that because there's some people saying, oh, like people, you always get role players saying this. I think they're fully just talking about the rules. I don't think they're saying European players are smarter or European players are
Oh no,
better.
no, I'm saying
Literally just
he didn't say
saying
that.
you just transport these rules to this league, you'd have a better product.
Yeah,
And that's the point. Like we get to see like those shots from Steph mean so much more when it's gonna be like literally mathematically they mean so much more in that setting. So nah, it's really cool to see, man. It's so cool to see. Uh, yeah,
well, but
like
KD probably didn't understand that comment, so because he tweeted entertainment and IQ. Okay, yeah, fair, yeah. Just go celebrate and don't sit on Twitter like
bro,
he's
yeah.
16.
Hey man, that's probably
16
what
without
makes
a
him
summer
happy.
job, so
That's probably what help makes him happy, man. That's it. Probably is. It probably is.
yeah.
It's probably what makes him. So yeah, he can do him, but
He probably wants to catch speed and followers because he said like when they did the interview, he said speed has more followers than him, so probably wants to reach speed now.
right. I mean, nah, he must have had some plans after the game because he finally got a haircut. So
Yeah.
I was shook. Like he had a clean cut. I was like, oh, fair. Okay. Someone said he called himself a mademoiselle or something. I was like, all right, bro. I was like, okay, bro.
To be
Oh
fair,
man.
it's Olympic Village, so
Oh yeah. They going crazy in there, bro. They go. See, yeah, exactly. He's in the Olympic Village. You're on Twitter all day, bro.
yeah, mix.
And we've been seeing some elite talents on track and field, bro. Elite
Yeah,
talent. Yeah.
gymnastics as well.
But yeah, that's a given, bro. That's every year.
Oh, by the way, did you know that Simone Biles is pregnant and she did all that?
Nah, she's crazy. I mean, you saw that KD tweet where he said she can probably dunk.
Yeah,
Yeah, like he does. She is in. Yeah, she's crazy, bro. She's crazy. Um,
yeah, yeah.
I feel
We're
bad.
going back to basketball now.
No, I was gonna say I feel bad because like I didn't watch a lot of other events. I'll be honest. Like I watched some track and field. It was mainly basketball that I was watching, which I just watch every year anyway. And it's
For
like
me, it's completely opposite.
you just watching every other event, but was pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah. Because basketball usually starts when I'm at work, so like I literally can watch
Yeah,
all the other events, especially when
yeah.
like we participating,
No, for sure. I feel
and
that.
we didn't obviously qualify for basketball. So
Yeah. No, I watched a lot of track and field. Yeah, man. But yeah, back to ball. Yeah, we talked about Germany. All right, let's get deeper into the tournament. So, oh yeah. Now we're through to the
Serbia,
semi-final. Yeah, Serbia. Uh,
it just
wow.
shows that Jokic is better. I'm sorry, Olympics showed definitely that Jokic is best player in the world,
Yep. No,
one
not
hundred
too much
percent.
to say. I think a combination of Canada's play and Serbia's play shows that Jokic is the best player in the world.
Yeah,
Because like, man, for him to have, they needed Curry to go absolutely nuclear to take them down. And shout out to that guy that said he hopes he hopes Bogdanovic gets he hopes he gets
it was way back.
yeah.
He should, yeah,
That's funny.
he needs to say stick to FIFA.
Polar bear in Arlington, Texas, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, man. Wow, well played. And there was a lot of noise earlier in the tournament about how like Jokic's like impact has been diminished by playing within like the Serbian system and all that, and he's not being as loud. He shut them down like in those last two games, man. Like it was just a lot of these games, bro, was literally like, let's just wait till Jokic goes to the bench and just try to run it up.
yeah,
That was
literally,
that was pretty much it, man. Like,
especially USA games.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much, man. And even defensively is where he really showed like this whole run, his defensive activity, man, was really put on display. And it was crazy, man, like what he was
Especially,
doing.
I think with FIBA rules, like you can see that he's like with those rules, he's very good defensively.
Yeah. And what I like about FIBA play is that it's really putting, because as you just said with Jamal Murray and adjusting, I think now we're getting to see the elite of the elite can play in either. Some that are used to FIBA can only play in FIBA. Some that are used to the NBA can only play the NBA. You're seeing these players that it don't matter where they play, they're gonna be elite. Like
Yeah.
you're seeing with the USA players, you see Curry took a while. He did take a while, but he came alive in a big way. Obviously Curry, I mean obviously Bron, obviously KD, Shea, but kind of like Jokic is that guy. He's that guy. Um, and yeah, man, he had USA on the brink. He had them right on the brink, and then in the final,
So close.
oh so close, so close. It's crazy, man. And then yeah, in the final, yeah, fifth triple. Is it fifth player to? Because I know LeBron has two. Did he become the fifth player to have a triple double or the fifth triple double? Either way,
I'm pretty sure he had triple double like game before.
I
Oh
swear
no,
they
it
said
was no, yeah.
no, no.
Yeah, you're right.
They said he became the first. I mean the fifth. So, but yeah, man, like and yeah, it'll be cool to see which players translate as well going into the NBA season two. All right, and moving on to the two remaining teams that represented the final. We'll start with the home nation in France. Uh, I mean, they 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 got further than I thought they were going to. So there's that. Obviously, uh, being the home nation carried them. Some calls are made. Some calls are made for sure, for sure. I was really worried, man. I didn't know which script I was I didn't know which script they would commit to. Would they commit to the Wemby script or the last dance script? They found a way to do both in a way, I guess. So props to them, props to them, props to Netflix. Uh yeah, I mean Wemby is gonna take all the headlines for sure. He's gonna take all the headlines being the big name that he is. But I mean I want to just take the time to shout out players like Lasor, players, I mean, like obviously yeah,
Yabusele
big
is the
like
guy.
Yabusele, like the I'm not gonna say the word because I don't want to get blacklisted, but he did something against a player on USA. But yeah, nah, he posted, bro. Wow, like he's having a hell of a tournament, and I think I'll be honest, I think he got snubbed. I don't want to say snubbed, but he definitely should have been consideration for that five. Is it position based?
He was in second team.
Right. Is it position? But it's position, isn't it? Because they had like Schroeder in the first.
No,
There's no.
no,
If it's not positional, then I don't know
because
what.
second team there was no center. Second team, I'm pretty sure.
If it's not position, then why is Schroeder in first? Anyway, whatever, whatever.
I'll just double check.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, Yabusele, like there were like just a few standout players that really made. I mean, obviously Wemby's gonna be who Wemby is, but like those players, man, they just really turned up in a big way, man. Like the physicality that Yabusele brought. Um, he was doing it all, and I mean, do you remember him much? I think he's a former Celtic, wasn't he?
Can you repeat? Because yeah, I was looking, but it's well, unless Giannis is a center, then it's positionless.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
second team is Shea, Wagner, Giannis, Yabusele, and Bogdanovic.
Fair enough. Um, yeah, whatever. Fair enough. Yeah,
What do
but
you say about Yabusele?
playing for the Celtics.
Yeah,
Yeah, former Celtic. I think after one of the games, he said like they should take me back.
yeah. One of the Celtics writers like talked to him and said like, "Oh yeah, they should tell them to bring me back."
Yeah. But nah, he's good where he's at. I think what he plays for Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean that's not a bad place to play. And he said he's just tired of chasing. He might get some consideration after this tourney for sure. But yeah, I mean that's the positivity. The negativity, Rudy Gobert.
Oh my
Uh,
god.
wow, wow. It's getting rough, man. It's getting really rough. Uh, it just feels like no matter what the competition is, once you get to the most important games, he seems to find himself played off the court pretty consistently.
Wow.
Like it's crazy, bro.
Especially in FIBA rules.
It's crazy. That was the whole selling point of France. That like, you got two 7 foot like defensive powerhouses that can hit the ball straight off the rim, can camp in the paint, and I don't know what you do, man. I really don't know what you do because now it's just kind of embarrassing for the Timberwolves as well because it's like, yeah, like it happened again as well in the playoffs, and I'll be honest, I held out that benefit of the doubt that I wanted to give him because obviously in Utah a lot of the time they had terrible perimeter defense, so it's kind of putting him in a difficult situation. But now you got the best defense defense in the league, and it's
Yeah.
like, man, this guy's gonna go down. This guy might end up being a Hall of Famer off the back of his defensive player of the years as well. Like
Well, he will be. So
he will be, and it's wild, man. It's truly wild. I don't I, I don't really know what to say, bro. Like all the slander that like players like Tatum McCatcher should really be directed toward him because he's at least playing on a team where I mean, yeah, as we said, Yabusele playing over him, different players play. You've got international coaches that are deciding that our team is better off with him on the bench.
yeah, crazy.
It's wild, man. On the
It was very
international,
successful hate watch for Draymond Green.
oh, very, very. I mean, he's been successfully hate watching all summer. Going
Yep.
back to, yep, and yeah, man, it's looking rough, bro. It's looking rough because you best believe all these coaches around the league are watching and seeing and seeing you just get exposed on every stage, and it kind of puts the future of the Timberwolves as a serious contender in jeopardy too, because like there he is there. He is a Timberwolf. He will probably retire a Timberwolf because that contract, if there I don't know. Obviously, we've seen it proven that there's no such thing as an untradeable contract. But
So even with the trade clause, you can get traded.
yeah,
So
but
there's
I
no
mean that is as much as it gets. I mean, he at the time he was the highest paid player in NBA history. So, uh, yeah, it's I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. There's obviously he has value in the fact that with him on the team, you are going to be towards the top of the league in defense in the regular season. And so that's going to put you in good standing in the regular season standings, and that goes a long way. But to take a team seriously that relies on him, yeah, it's a
yeah.
rough spot to be
Well, to
in.
be fair, if Ant takes huge step forward, then yeah, be completely different. But because of Ant, not because of Gobert. So,
Nah, I don't know about that because obviously, yeah, but it will still be winning in spite. You're basically you need Ant to be so good that they win in spite of him,
yeah,
which is not really what you want from like. Is he? He's still the highest paid player on the team, isn't he?
I
Cat
believe.
hasn't. Has Cat? Nah, I don't think Cat's passed him. I'm not
No, I
sure.
don't think so. He should be.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, and one of the highest paid in the league. So that's not really. You don't want to have to. Or we need Ant to step up to the point where it doesn't matter that we've got
Yeah,
this guy that goes from our best defender to a player that's being hunted
unplayable. Yeah,
and hunted on defense. See, that's what I don't like. I understand like I understand what he brings to the table defensively, and it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a deterrent at the rim, all of that. But me personally, I just I refuse to believe someone that gets hunted on defense in certain aspects should not be a 4-time defense player of the year. Like I just don't think that should happen. Like I don't expect there to be a perfect NBA defender, like with no holes, but it shouldn't be to the point where they're literally hunting you. Like that is ridiculous. Yeah, I don't get that. And he Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe history remember him better just because he's gonna. I mean, in 20, 30 years, they're just gonna look at the accolades.
Yeah,
But man, that is wild though. That is really wild. And that is why Draymond is a hater for life because he probably feels like he should have all of his development years. So yeah, it's wild, man. It is kind of wild. Like, yeah, I don't know. That's funny, especially on the international stage where he's not competing with like NBA players for his spot.
yeah. Well, he is now.
Yeah.
I think he lost his spot like straight away. Like because I'm pretty sure they played a few games like with Gobert and Bambi, but I feel like now Bambi will be the starting center and only starting center for France.
Mhm. Yeah. Yep. And I don't know, because where do you go? I don't know. If you're the Timberwolves watching this play out, what do you do? Because I just think it's easy as a that's the thing that's made it so easy for coaches. We'll get onto Kerr soon, but coaches have the freedom of making decisions because they don't have to worry about the politics of a contract extension and all these
Yeah,
other things the NBA. But once you go back to the NBA, it's like those politics come back into play. Like even if you decide that you'd rather play Nas Reed, it's like you probably got ownership telling you, uh, we're paying this guy 200, 300 million, like you're gonna play him.
yeah.
So it's it's kind of tough. It's kind of tough to you to do your job in that way, for sure. Okay, but all right, we'll go off Gobert for a sec. Where do you see the future of France now? Because obviously Wemby, literally fresh off a rookie campaign. Uh, they need to find themselves a ball hand. Like they need to get themselves a good guard, man, a good play, like a playmaker, a good
Well, I'm
shot.
pretty sure there's one like in under 19s
Yeah, yeah,
for
yeah,
the
yeah.
yeah.
He
So
has to.
they definitely will find one. Like it's France. There's like a lot of players, and
The
I feel
problem
like
is
they'll
like,
go as far as then we'll take them.
yeah, but the problem with that is like they're just notorious for having guard busts.
Yeah, after Tony Parker, though, I don't think there was anyone that good.
Yeah.
So
I saw someone saying they should have they needed Killian Hayes. Like, all right, bro.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Guards is probably the biggest thing for France, but yeah, they as long as they have them, they'll be fine. Will be
yeah,
completely fine.
of course, man. They're gonna be a force for sure. Wemby's definitely circling 2028. Like they're one in my home now, one in their home or something. But yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, so his
100%.
post game quote saying that the world and the league are in trouble.
Yeah.
See about that, bro. You still play for the Spurs. Yeah,
Uh,
we'll see. We'll see. I mean, they got CP now, so they're ready to win.
yeah, they have player that's actual pass to him, so
Yeah, CP can bring that championship pedigree to the team now. So yeah, they're ready to
that
go.
addiction to find
Yeah, yeah. All right, let's move on to what they clicked on. If they're still watching, what they clicked onto the video for, and
or
that's
skip to.
yeah. Or skip to Team USA. There's a lot here for sure. Um, you, go ahead, man. Just start with Tatum. Let's just start with Tatum. Let's get out of the way. Let's get out of the way. Let's get out.
I have nothing to say. I genuinely have nothing to say. I'm done with that. Like it's I have no idea what's happened. Like, why was he at the Olympics at all? Like, what was the point of him? I feel like
Look, in
that's one of
hindsight,
the problems. I feel like that's one of the problems when you literally just picked all players without doing playing any like games with bigger roster and cutting players slowly. That's what happens. So it's like Yeah, I don't know. I don't
Um,
really care at that.
hey,
Like, I'm
imagine
just done with that.
if Kawhi was healthy, he might have not played a single game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I think in hindsight, this is probably why they didn't pick Jaylen Brown because they saw this being the story. But at that point, like it's the same thing with Tatum, isn't it? I think, as you said, there's no continuity with the team, so you get put in a position where like Kerr is changing the starting lineup every game, and also Kerr is just that type of coach that just is trying too hard to be smart as well in a way, like doing too many. I mean, he's a
No, and
champion.
then and after that say, "Oh, I'm an idiot. It's a math problem." Oh, it's
He thinks he's
okay.
Missoula, bro. He thinks he's Missoula talking about maths.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh yeah, man. It's interesting because it's such a it's such a complex situation because you've got obviously you're pleasing your current player, your this generation, the 2010 goats basically of Curry, of KD, of Bron, but now you know that for all of them, this is likely their last Olympics. And you look forward and you're like, who are we gonna have next time round? And you've probably pissed off two of the main players that you bring in next time round.
Yeah.
It's like it wasn't really the smartest decision. And it's like obviously practically the reasoning is that uh I mean, yeah, just taking the other side here. I think they're saying just D-Book because because they bring up Derek White, Drew Holiday. He's not competing with them. He's compete for minutes. He was competing with D-Book, KD, who else? LeBron, basically wing players, and they were saying D-Book fits more of what they wanted to do. Uh, just as being a spot up shooter and playing that type of role. And obviously, whether it's rhythm, obviously, maybe if he played all the games, then he wouldn't have those same issues. But Tatum was definitely struggling to shoot.
Yeah.
Uh, we can ring off his shooting numbers. Like they'll say he didn't make a jump shot. I don't know. I saw he made a fadeaway. Apparently that doesn't count.
Yeah, like stuff like that, like fadeaways, and it doesn't count. So, like
Okay,
something like
yes,
that
but
didn't count.
back to the matter is, yeah, like maybe they didn't see Tatum fitting the role of kind of being in the corner and waiting for a shot or whatever. That's cool. I think still though there were a few games where it's like you can probably find minutes. I get it's a shorter game. It's 10-minute quarters instead of 12. But like, come on, man. Like some of them games where you're up like 15, you could just put him in at the end. I don't know. It's an interesting one because it's like you are asking a player coming off a championship, playing all the way into June to give up his summer. So it's like you can I don't know. Especially that first time, it just didn't seem like he was prepared for that.
Oh yeah,
I
definitely.
don't think because considering the fact that the game I watched, the game in London, he played quite a bit. So I don't think he was told, by the way, if you
Well,
sign up for
apparently it's because KD came back from injury and looked as good as he did. So
yeah, but I'm just
because
saying,
KD didn't play any exhibition
yeah, I
games.
know he didn't play any of the warm-ups. But like I find it hard to believe that Tatum was told, you're not gonna play much before the
Do you
summer.
think it's because he came out and said that he supports Jalen Brown? It's got all whole conspiracy theories again with USA
Yeah, I was gonna
basketball
say,
this
man,
summer.
I'm not doing the conspiracy theory thing, doing that. Yeah, I mean, I saw when it was like it's because of the blowout against the Warriors.
Yeah, quite a lot of people like, yeah, he just kept it in one hand because, yeah.
Yeah. Nah, I do sympathize with Kerr like a little bit, like it's a lot of scrutiny. But then I think if he just coached normally, I don't think anyone would say anything. So there's that. I think he did he brought a few problems on himself, just not being consistent.
Yeah.
I know some of the explanations after the games, like one day he's dumb, and then the next day it's just it's too complex for you to understand the mathematical complexities of this decision making, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Like, nah, bro, it's a shorter games, but it's still the same thing. Like at the end of the day, and I think a lot of it, I think later on it became the fact that Kane was so out of rhythm that in the small minutes that he's gonna get, he's not gonna contribute as much. And at that point, I think Curry realized that yeah, we've lost him. Like we've lost him mentally now. And then at that point, yeah, okay, we're not gonna put him in. But I think if you came into it giving him like a regular rotation, then I'm sure if they told Tatum that he's gonna have a reduced role and play in that role, and you need to expect that, then yeah. But like embarrassing him in that game by not playing him or him not knowing, and all them cuts to him on the bench, even in the medaling ceremony, like there was just so many close-ups on Tatum. Like I think they were looking for Tatum to look angry or something. Like they were just waiting for a moment where he'd be like not look like completely excited or whatever. But yeah, man, it was quite nasty. But you should be happy as a Celtics fan because you got your two best players with a lot of
Yeah,
motivation.
a lot of fuel to go from the back to
There's
back
there's
today this
there's
year. So
rarely, and that's the worry. Like for a team first time champions is not having the same hunger. It, they got all the hunger. They got
yeah.
all bro. They got all the hunger
And
they
one
need.
more thing about like because Tatum's mom tweeted like, "Oh, like just why he's not
I
playing," and I don't understand like what's wrong with that.
nah, I get
Everyone
it.
came after, "Oh, well, Tatum's crying." So it's like you, you
Nah, bro.
literally like if you
That's always
know,
gonna that's always
yeah, I
gonna
know,
happen.
but like you, Tatum's mom literally is there every week at the every single game.
Yeah, bro. But we've
First of
been through
all,
this, man. We've seen it
yeah, I
with
know, like it's fucking,
Draymond.
but it's
Draymond's mom
annoying.
back in
Like
the day.
it's anno.
Yeah.
I saw Sports Illustrated literally wrote article about that. Like, oh, Tatum's mom is asking for answers. Like, she just tweeted like one tweet, like what's happening or why he's not playing, and that's it. And now like, oh, Tatum's crying to his mom. Like, fuck off.
That's just how it goes, man. If your friend, if your brother, if your mom or whatever tweets, it everyone assumes it's coming from you. So really, yeah, she's emotional, but it's like that's what's gonna happen, bro. More than Aisha tweeted about the NBA being rigged after they blew the 3-1 lead, all this stuff, man. It's like you're kind of setting up your guy to get clowned. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Now he just take look, he got the gold anyway, and he's got all the fuel he
Second goal,
needs,
by the way, it's his second goal.
second gold, and I mean, what got that? There's gonna be a lot of promote. They gave the NBA free promo for the Celtics versus Warriors game as well. So
Would imagine if they it was Christmas game as well because like it was announced during the Olympics. Imagine if they announced like Christmas game Celtics Warriors.
but you gotta think as well, underrated, because it's not just that Kerr doesn't make all the decisions himself. Got it. Maybe there's some Spoelstra influence there as well. Of,
True,
it's
true.
in his best
Yeah,
interest to
Spurs are
cook
there as
up.
well.
Yeah, yeah. So that could be part of it too. That could definitely be part of it too. All right. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we spoke about on the topic of Twitter with his mama, KD. KD had a lot to tweet throughout the summer. Um, well, I just
I'm
enjoy.
sorry, but it's like for me, it was so super annoying. Some points he made are so American,
Yeah.
so like dumb. Like
Mhm.
he, I literally like you can take it. Like I can't be asked with
I
by it.
mean, even just outside of the tweeting, like even I think the different parts of because D book as well. But anyway, certain members of the team pulled up to Noah Lau's like 100-meter race as well to watch, like as if they're making some sort of point. Book said it's easier to win a medal than a um than an NBA championship. Firstly, bro, like you have no experience of an NBA championship. Once again, as I was saying about Melo, he has no experience of winning an NBA championship. And I guess, oh, that's the point. But you're comparing winning Team USA basketball to an Olympic sprint, which, bro, like there's not really a way to measure it, but I would never definitively say that like one's harder than the other because firstly you get a shot like once every 4 years to win a gold medal in the Olympics, and sprinting is such an unforgiving sport as well. Like it's literally, as we saw with the photo finish, like it's hundreds. I think it was even thousandths of a
It
second,
was there. That was like a second.
thousandths of a second, and it's literally like literally just doing that was a different. I think there was a picture. You had Noah doing that, one player like that, and it was a difference between first and not medaling.
Yeah.
Like, and yeah, fourth place will not go down in history at all whatsoever. So it's like, nah, I completely disagree with that. But yeah, it just goes to the whole overall point.
Oh, and by the way, the after he won gold, players straight away left. Yeah,
Okay,
because
but
there's literally was video of like Noah Lyles winning and Embiid leaving.
there's but I mean, even Team USA, their admin tweeted, "Are we world champs now?" And it's like,
Oh my god,
did
that
anyone,
triggered me.
bro? Did anyone even like listen to the? Firstly, Noah Lyles in the first place. I think he was using like them as an example, but he was just talking about like kind of all American sports in general, referring to each national
Yeah, yeah.
league as world champions. And I think they're like everyone's labeling this as them proving Noah wrong, but them winning doesn't make the Boston Celtics world champs. Like I don't understand what point they're trying to make.
It's the fact that like yeah, exactly like okay, yeah, you Olympic champ, as we said literally at the start, you Olympic champs. Now you can say it's the world champion. For me, it's like basically world champions. You can be
To be honest,
both.
I'm happy. I don't mind America calling themselves world champs for winning the Olympics because it's the same. It's
Yeah,
still it's yeah
but
it's
it's the fact, yeah, as like he talked about the leagues and national team account tweeting that makes
yeah
zero sense.
it's just dumb because bro, like you're because they even said, oh, but look at all it was a bunch of NBA champions on the team. It's like, bro, Serbia just Serbia just came third. They've got an NBA champ. Like, what are you actually talking about? Even this tournament that was rumored about or the game that was rumored with
The
NBA champ.
Panathinaikos and Celtics.
Yeah, like that international thing. It's like, bro, you're not understanding the concept. You're not understanding the concept. There are NBA like because using same the Celtics. It's like, bro, they've got Porzingis on the team who's not American. I mean, like, is it
Al
that hard to
Horford is not American.
uh, yeah,
Al
Al Horford,
Horford is like
yeah, like,
literally
is
there's
it that
none.
difficult to understand? Like, no one is saying that the Celtics are not the best team in the world. Like,
Exactly.
it's just semantically not. It's just not like it's just
Yeah,
semantically not.
like NBA's best team league in the world, but you can't call world champions.
It's just dumb to call the champion to officially call the champion of a national league the champions of the world. It just doesn't make sense. That's just the point that we're trying to make here. Like,
I don't think it will go
um,
through American
and I
brains.
just think even everyone understands it as well. I believe like I'm hurting my brain like I'm getting a headache, bro.
Oh,
Like,
I would like
bro,
that.
I don't think any of these people don't understand the point that's being made. That's the thing that's
Uh,
annoying.
no, I disagree.
Do you think they actually don't get the point?
Yeah, NA
Uh,
education.
so do they think that people are saying like they need to beat that people are saying they're not better than like EuroLeague players or something, like EuroLeague teams or
Yes,
something?
yes.
bro.
Because if they understood, they wouldn't argue. They wouldn't make like dumb points.
Yeah, but it's
I
like
feel like
it's
I feel like
um,
Europeans just argue just to take a piss out of Americans.
yeah, because it's just literally doesn't make any sense. Like it just literally doesn't make any sense. Like I don't care. Oh my God. I'm not it's just gonna become a world champs podcast again. And I just can't be
Yep.
us. I just can't
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
us.
Just move on. Like just move on from that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that. Like topics like
it's
that.
just
Like just
so dumb. It's just so dumb, and it's like we actually have to like dignify that because everyone knows that like they're the best teams in the world and that they have the best players in the world, all of that. But it's just not an international competition. That's the point being made. It's literally not an international competition. Like uh the champion of the NCAA, like let's take it to like let me think. Like there's college athletes that also are on the Olympic stage and on the world stage and they are the best in the world, but winning their NCAA championship doesn't make them the world champ. And that's an individual sport. So that's even more like that's even more of like at least justified in a way. But it just literally isn't because it's national.
yeah.
But
I'm pretty sure like they always call them like national champions.
exactly. No, that's my point. I'm just trying to say, I'm trying to
Yeah.
find a parallel, like to kind of to say what I mean. It's just semantically not true. Like it, it's just dumb. But yeah, we'll move on, man. We'll move on. But I know I feel like deep down inside, like they understand what we're trying to say here.
Just
I
move
just,
on. Just move on.
yeah, I don't know, man. I just can't be bothered, bro. I can't be
Yeah.
bothered. Like even like Champions League is Champions of Europe, like you know what I mean? Like yeah, even though that's probably the highest level of football, but they still know like
And
yeah,
there's
it's Champions.
there's Club World Cup for a reason. So
Mhm. Yeah, whatever, man. Whatever. All right, but yeah, we got to talk about. Oh, we talk about Captain America first, real quick. I mean that this is his last Olympics, I'm sure.
well, he said he won't be in 20.
Yeah, yeah. He said he doesn't want to be anywhere near LA in 2028, which is understandable, I'm sure. Uh, he's not gonna have too much fun. LA Olympics would be crazy, I'm sure. I mean, yeah, I'd love to be at the level where I can cover that, go out there and cover that, but I know it's gonna be insane. But yeah, I mean, he he's crazy, bro. He's crazy. I said this after watching him live, like the things he's doing at 39, bro. In a lot of these games, he still looks like the most athletic player. If his beard wasn't gray, like you'd still think he's like a younger player. Like it's so wild. And as I said with Curry, as I said earlier on, like it is really sad that he's gonna waste away on the Lakers. Just as a neutral fan, obviously as an OKC fan, that's great for me. Like I want us to win the chip, but when you witness a player on his level, like that's what this Olympics was for me. Like being able to just see these players that we grew up watching that are like not every generation gets to have a player that is an all-time great, and we've gotten that through these players. It's really rare to have a generation with probably two to three top 20 talents.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and especially Bron being a top two talent of all time. So yeah, man, just seeing him when I was growing up, man, when I was watching when I was early watching the league, it was kind of precedent that every player, like after about 30, you're on your decline. And Bron being an athletic player, it was just kind of a given. Everyone was saying like he's not gonna have that long of a career
Well,
because
let's tweet like 10 years ago, like, oh yeah,
yeah, it's
like
finally over.
LeBron's like few years left and that's it. Like 10 years
Yeah,
later, he's still
30,
going
man,
strong. So
finally over. Yeah. So for him to still be, yeah, bro, it's ridiculous, man. And like going into this tournament, bro, it's like you've seen the changing of guards across the league and how the younger generation is taking over. But then at least for Team USA, it's just completely dominated by LeBron, by Curry, by KD. So nah, it's crazy to see, man. But yeah, moving on to Curry, bro. Nuts, 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 nuts. And it's crazy, bro. Over
literally say there's
2 games ban just completely flipped everything, bro. Like Ant said, like he just pulled up 2 days ago. Like he finally came in, and it's true, man. Like how badly he was playing before to his standards, and then for him to just flip that, and we saw the picture of him in the tunnel pre-game. He was watching the game before, and like that flurry in the first. Yeah, first half he had about 20, but first quarter he had 16 or 17 points, and you just knew from that point on, like at that point, oh, yeah, USA winning gold easily. If they got Curry on fire like that, it's over. It's over. Um, man, it's wild to see how like those heat checks in the last game, back to back to back threes, and that last one over two. Boy, I don't know. It's man, I try not to take for granted like being able to witness like players on this level, and yeah, man, no, it's truly special to watch. Like, I'm not a USA fan by any means, but yeah, no, it was just crazy. It was crazy to watch, crazy to witness. But
hopefully this is where downfall of USA basketball team starts
yeah,
when those
no,
three players leave.
yeah, now I think this was the last dance for them. I think definitely get a documentary out of this for sure. We could see that. I mean, they said what they planned this a year ago that they were gonna commit to this summer, and yeah, like it's a fitting end. It's a fitting change to the dynamic of the world. And I think by next Olympics, the rest of the world will catch up to the point where it's at least definitely not a foregone conclusion that USA win. And I wouldn't be
Even this
overly
Olympics, like there was moments like, "Oh, are you sure they're winning?"
yeah. No, yeah, for sure. They were definitely this is as much as they've been in trouble like in the Olympics for sure. Last
Yeah,
Olympics obviously wasn't great either, but like even from last Olympics, you can see the jump in quality because
but like when you're comparing teams as well, like
there weren't as many players. Even
exactly.
like the other teams, there not as many of their NBA players were playing for them last Olympics either. Uh, and even this time around, they had a nice bracket. They had a nice
Yeah,
bracket. They had a nice group that they had to come through. Who knows? They might have gotten scared even earlier if they were in like Canada's group or anything. So it was, bro. I don't know, man. Moving forward, bro, like there's a lot more talent around the world. They'll always have the most talent, but in terms of the top part of the team, you'll see, yeah, you're seeing a lot more of a challenge, and they'll never have the advantage that the other countries have of their chemistry and synergy together. And
yeah,
that's becoming more of a factor. Each and every Olympics has become more of a factor. And now, especially if you don't have all-time greats on your team, yeah, bro.
yeah.
But anyway, that's a conversation for another day. They are champs and they won yesterday. So yeah, man, congratulations to them. And we'll see.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, man, well playing. We'll see how it goes moving forward. But man, that's kind of sad, bro. Like that's the end of Olympic ball. Uh, I mean, yeah, we'll be back with a regularly scheduled NBA ball again. But yeah, as for this
The
episode,
regular schedule, half an hour late.
yeah. As always, just for 30.
Matas Baranauskas.
They'll be out.